Yeah, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com playing World of Tanks. The tank is a Matilda 4. This is a Russian Tier 5 medium tank. It's also a premium tank. The map is Mines. In this game, I'm going to do 1,200 damage. I'm going to get 5 kills. This is a replay. I haven't been playing a lot lately. I'm starting to wind down the amount of playing that I'm doing. Okay, so the Matilda's a slow tank. You have to expect that you're not going to be at the front of battle. But just to be clear of what I did was I was positioning myself in order to take shots at anybody who was trying to get to the center of that hill area. So that's something that's a good tactic. Now what I'm doing is I'm playing on the right side. I've been doing this a lot lately because you can hit tanks on the right side. Actually, I did not go to the right side. I started going to the right side, but it looks like I changed my mind and I headed towards the center.
Ready to fire.
Now you notice that guy, even though he wasn't pointing his gun at me, basically if you look at that KV-1, you're going to notice that his gun is pointed at somebody else. So that tells me that it's safe for me to go in and take a shot at him. But then you've got this other target out here, and it's even safer to hit him. His gun is pointed in a distant direction, so he's the actual easier target. And I'm going to be choosing between the two.
Let's find another target. Critical hit.
It's too bad I missed him.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is hit. Target unlocked. Enemy armor is damaged.
So again here I am choosing different tanks to shoot at between the KV-1 and the BT-7 because if I go after that BT-7, the KV-1 won't be able to hit me. So that's why I'm going after the BT-7. It's just a standard technique. It's funny because I was just watching a video, 5 minutes ago by Mighty Jingles, where he was exactly discussing the same thing, and it was exactly on this map. That's basically the way you play. You go after the easiest tank, usually the one that's furthest away. One of the things you're going to notice about this particular game is that the KV-1 was constantly moving his gun in one direction and then back towards me and back there and back towards me. So he was watching me. He wasn't playing stupid. He wasn't a sucker like you get in a lot of games. You notice I tried to see if I could hit the building, but didn't work. The building is too strong for my shells. And the other thing is that KV-1 is unspotted. You don't want to have unspotted tanks because then your artillery can't hit it. Your allies don't know where he is. You want to always keep them spotted.
Target acquired. Enemy armor is hit.
So again, you'll see I'm shooting at him while his gun is pointed away.
Penetrate their armor.
This technique usually requires you to use the auto-aim. What I'm doing is I'm keeping a view of this tank here. I'm watching that tank there, and my ally here, and I'm watching his gun, where I'm positioned. I'm keeping everything in check, but you especially want to watch this right here. When I move forward, I'm only going to move far enough that it becomes green, and then I go back.
That one didn't go through. Target unlocked.
Looks like somebody else got that kill. Okay, so now we know that that was an artillery shot. I probably left because my ally was too close to me. He was probably bothering me.
Permission to engage.
Now, the situation here, whenever you are playing at this rock and you go either that way or this way, these guys are not the problem. The problem is going to be the people that are hiding over here behind these bushes that you don't see, but they see you. So what I'm worried about more is those players out there. And if it's clear then I'm going to take more chances. And the other thing you're going to notice is you want your gun pointed over the corner of your tank as much as possible. I would say this is not a good angle. You want more of an angle like that. So I'm not at the best angle.
We didn't even scratch them. Let's find another target. Ready to fire.
Now you'll also notice that I've advanced against the enemy. That's my style of play. I always get as close to the enemy as possible. I get more experience. The game gives me more experience. You get the spotting damage, and I play well close to the enemy.
Penetration.
You can see I'm using the auto aim,
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
and all I was doing was you get the auto aim. You go forward and you fire and you reverse, and you go forward, you fire, you reverse, and you watch your reload meter. When it's about halfway is when you change direction. So you're going to reverse until you're halfway reloaded, and then you go forward again and shoot. You can tell people who do this because what they'll do is they'll peek out around the corner and then they'll hide again, but they won't shoot. And what they're doing is they're using the auto aim to lock onto you. They go forward, lock onto you, reverse without shooting. Those are the people that are auto aiming on you.
Ricochet.
So you want to be able to get your first shot in when you lock in with the auto aim. Now the KV-1 is in an interesting position because he's basically at my whim. He can't do anything. I don't have to worry about him. I can go take shots on any of his allies,
Enemy armor is hit.
and the KV-1 can't do anything. If the KV-1 tried to come after me, he'd be my next target. And my allies can hit the KV-1.
Got him.
Obviously, he's a one-shot. So now we've got two tanks. The M2 is a one-shot. I would easily be able to kill him off. This guy over here, he's not a threat. He can't hit me.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is damaged. Got him. Permission to engage. Enemy armor is hit. Let's find another target.
So you'll notice that I turn the auto aim on and off very frequently. It stabilizes the gun, and just because I use it doesn't mean I fire with it on. Sometimes I do it just to get the gun faster.
Ready to fire.
Like there's an example.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
The auto aim will snap right on to the target a lot faster than me aiming manually. Okay, so it looks like we got the SPG is the last tank left. That Bishop there. I played this game a couple of days ago, either Friday or Saturday. Today is Monday. And I think it's going to take more than one shot to get this guy. I think he's actually going to hit me
Ready
too.
to fire. Enemy armor is damaged. They're knocked out.
Now, first of all, usually you can shoot at them manually and hit the top of their tank. The auto aim is going to wait until the top half of his tank is exposed. So if you aim manually, usually you can hit the top of his tank. But there is a risk involved. In this case, he's backing up. And you have to shoot while he's moving in reverse and while you're moving forward and you're going uphill. It is possible, but you'll note that if you rewind the video and watch it again, there's a little green triangle that says when it's safe to shoot. I actually shot before it turned green. You know, it was just a chance that I took that it was lined up. Okay, so that's the game. It was 15-8. I got 1,200 damage. I got 5 kills with the Matilda 4. As I've said before, the Matilda 4 is a great tank for killing tanks. It's relatively slow, which means that once you get into battle, as was the case with that the B1 or the BDR G1B, whatever it was over there, the BDR G1B, because it's slow, by the time you get to battle, a lot of the enemy tanks you come up against are already one-shots. It's got a fast reload, 3 or 4 seconds, so you can kill, You can get lots of kill shots in, and it's got a relatively good gun. And it's got good armor. So that's why I get a lot of kills with the Matilda. It's not because I'm a spectacular player. It's like I said, it's because the allies are weakening the enemy. And in fact, when you're in a losing game, it can be better off for you because your allies aren't there to compete against you for kills, and you've got a lot of weak enemy tanks to go up against. Okay, so that's the Matilda 4. It is one of my favorite tanks. I do recommend it. I share the crew, I believe, with the T-44, which is perhaps a Tier 8 Russian medium tank that I also own. So my crew does level up a little bit faster than my other tanks. Okay, so you're welcome to apply to join my clan, which is CBKS. We also have a clan CBKS2, which is for lower tier players, and for people that play SPG, we have CBSPG. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.